Hi, my name is Robin Wong. I'm a photographer based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. In this video, I want to talk about why I'm using this Olympus E-M1 Mark II as my main camera for my professional shoots in the year 2023. Let's do this! Before we start, here are some important notes. I am filming in the park nearby my place. There are insects screaming in the background. I think they are cicadas or crickets, and they can get really loud. I apologize for the audio. I hope they're not too distracting, but the shoot goes on because I don't have a lot of time to make videos in between shoots and a lot of things that I'm involved in real life. Also, this is the first video that I'm filming with the E-M1. You're seeing what's coming out from the E-M1 because I have my E-M1 Mark II here and my E-M5 Mark III is currently in service. There were some problems with the mount, small matter, but I should be getting it back very soon. So I don't know what to expect from the E-M1. How is the video quality? How is the autofocus? This is the first time I will find out. This video is a follow-up to a few videos that I've made recently. I've talked about my experience with the E-M1 camera, and subsequently I've also made a few videos to explore the problems that I had with the single autofocus and how it impacted my real-life photography. Ever since, a lot of people have been asking me, "Hey Robin, what is your solution? Are you still using the E-M1? Have you found anything to solve the problems that you have with the autofocus? Or are you using other cameras now? Have you switched systems?" So here is the answer. This is the continuation to these previous videos and to answer a lot of the questions about what I'm using now. Obviously, based on the title of this video, I'm currently using the E-M1 Mark II as my main camera. Before we go further, I want to share some photographs that I've taken with my E-M1 Mark II. Obviously, I can't share a lot of photographs that I've taken for the government or some private clients. They don't want the photographs to be shown in public, so I can only share photographs that I've taken for a friend, and I can share these photographs with full consent. These are photographs of Bihzhu, my friend who is performing live music in a quite dark shooting environment, and they were all taken with this E-M1 Mark II. Here's a quick recap of what happened in case you missed the previous few videos. It's a set of chronological events that led to me using this E-M1 Mark II as my main camera. Originally, I did not intend to get the OM system E-M1 because honestly, I could not afford one, and whatever that I had at that point, the E-M1 Mark III and the E-M1 Mark II as my main cameras and a plethora of micro four thirds lenses, they were more than sufficient for me to do my job as a professional photographer, delivering my images to my clients. They were happy. I was very happy with my micro four thirds setup. Then one day, out of nowhere, someone from the US, he requested to remain anonymous, we'll just call him Jay. He sent me his E-M1 as a gift. And after I received the E-M1, I started using the E-M1 for my paid shoots. I did events, lifestyle portraits, I did some weddings, I did some product shoots with the E-M1, and I found out that the autofocus performance was not as good as the E-M1 Mark III or the E-M1 Mark II, especially the single autofocus shooting in low light and low contrast areas. I've shot stage performance, I've shot in dimly lit situations before, and I've missed some critical shots, and that is very worrying. There were several situations where the E-M1's autofocus failed, but for this video, I will just share one. I was shooting for the Kuala Lumpur Performing Arts Centre. It was Let's Rock 3, a mini rock concert, and there was a very important person, the music director, where she was seated all the way back at the stage. It was a theatre setup. I only had about 2 minutes to shoot her before all the other performers come on stage and actually block her from my view. With that 2 minutes, there was smoke on the stage. Thick smoke, and it wasn't very bright. She doesn't really have a direct spotlight shining on her. So with low light, thick smoke, you know it, low contrast. That's where the E-M1's autofocus failed. I tried numerous settings. I tried using larger focusing point, small focusing point. I tried continuous autofocus. I tried face detection. I tried everything. Every single thing failed. The only last thing to do was to use manual focus, but I refused to do so. You know what I did? I said I had 2 minutes, the remaining 1 minute, I put away the E-M1, I took out my E-M5 Mark III, and I immediately got a few shots. The E-M5 Mark III immediately nailed focus without any hesitation, and all of them were in perfect focus. Knowing that I wasn't confident with the E-M1 performing for critical shoots, I have made the camera my backup. Instead, I used the E-M1 Mark II, my older camera, as my main workhorse. I still carry the E-M1 around as a second camera or just sits in the back in case something happens to the E-M1 Mark II. I still have quite a good backup. I also use the E-M1 for non-critical shoots, some product shoots, things that don't move. It doesn't require very fast autofocus where I have time to work with the camera. But for 90% of my jobs, I'm currently using the E-M1 Mark II. I'm sure some of you will ask, hey Robin, what happened to the E-M1 Mark III? Well, when I received the E-M1 as a gift, I felt that it was an undeserving gift. So to pay it forward, I gave my highest value camera, which happens to be the E-M1 Mark III, away. I gave it to a friend who truly deserves it, and I have no regrets. My friend Van Ligutom, he's making good use of the camera. He's a professional photographer himself. He's made a video to talk about the camera. I'll put the link to the video up here, please check it out. So the only other camera that I have is this E-M1 Mark II. Of course, I still have the E-M5 Mark III, but the E-M5 Mark III is reserved more to creating content for this YouTube, for my vlogs. It doesn't have this beefy grip. It doesn't have a long-lasting battery. The construction is not as rugged, so I prefer the E-M1 series cameras as my main workhorse. So currently I'm using the E-M1 Mark II as my main camera and the E-M1 as my backup. So how does this E-M1 Mark II perform as a main workhorse camera for professional shoots in the year 2023? Although this camera was launched 6 or 7 years ago, it is still a fantastic camera today. It can still deliver great images. It performs really well. I'm really confident using this camera. The autofocus is fast and reliable. I managed to nail critical moments, no issue whatsoever. I don't require more than 20 megapixels. I understand that for certain shoots, you may need more megapixels, then you will go for other systems. And if that need arises, say one day my clients need me to deliver more pixels, then I may look at other alternatives. But all the things that I shoot now, events, lifestyle, weddings, people shots, or product shots, they don't need crazy amount of megapixels, and they are not used for prints. Mostly they're used on web display or shared on social media, so pretty much they're okay. And even prints, I printed my wedding shots that I did for my clients. They look fantastic in large photo books, and I have no issue using this image sensor, which is quite dated now. I know a lot of people will complain it doesn't have the most resolution, dynamic range, high ISO, but to me it is more than sufficient. What is next after this E-M1 Mark II? If this camera dies now suddenly or maybe tomorrow, I'll just find another E-M1 Mark II or the E-M1 Mark III for the time being. But I'm not going to use this E-M1 Mark II ever. The best case scenario is I'm hoping that the OM Digital Solutions will fix the flawed autofocus system in the E-M1, maybe by releasing the upgrade for the firmware, maybe firmware 2.0, to drastically improve the performance of the single autofocus. If that doesn't happen, well, I'm sure there are other options available, say the Panasonic Micro Four Thirds camera, the G9 Mark II. Hopefully the G9 Mark II or the next GH series camera will implement face detection autofocus. Honestly, that's the only reason that's holding me back from getting a Panasonic camera, because their cameras do not have face detection autofocus. I am a one-man crew. I set up the camera, I hit the record button, and I start talking. I don't want to worry or keep guessing if I'm in focus, and that's the problem with the Panasonic G9. That's the problem with the GH5, I haven't tried the GH6. When I just set up the camera, sometimes the autofocus would drift to the background, even just for a little bit. It is so annoying, and it happens many, many times. So hopefully Panasonic gets the act together, implemented the face detection autofocus in their coming Micro Four Thirds cameras, and hello Panasonic. Or maybe if OM Digital Solutions release the next OM2 or OM1 Mark II, I don't know, with improved autofocus, we will see. At this moment, I'm not going anywhere. A lot of people are accusing me of all kinds of weird things. Oh, Robin Wong is no longer the ambassador, it's sour grapes. Now, last time he says all the nice things about Olympus, now suddenly everything is bad. Just because I'm complaining and voicing up about a valid issue that I have with a camera, it doesn't invalidate everything that I've said before that. I say the E-M1 Mark II is a great camera. It is still a great camera. I love the E-M1 Mark III. I can still use the E-M1 Mark III as my main workhorse. I still believe in Micro Four Thirds system. Now tell me, one YouTuber or any photographer, content creator out there that has not switched systems for more than 10 years. Tell me anyone you know that has never jumped ship just to make content or just to create a viral video or just to make something sensational out of it. I stay true to myself. I truly believe in Micro Four Thirds. I don't see how that's going to change. And that doesn't mean that I cannot say something that I don't like about this system. I don't know, it's like people just want to hear good things. They just want to hear what they want to hear. If you say something bad about the camera, they just turn against you. Man, it is really hard to be honest these days. That's all I have to share about this E-M1 Mark II and why I'm using this as my main camera today. If you've enjoyed looking at my photographs, or if you found my sharing beneficial, please consider buying me a cup of coffee, or you can contribute directly to my PayPal. Links in the description below on how you can do that. Any small contribution goes a long way, will definitely help me to continue making more content. Until the next one, please go out and take more photographs. Bye-bye.